They say a happy wife makes a happy life, and our next guest has made spreading this truth her mission.
Here to talk about her new book, 31 Days to Becoming a Happy Wife, is author, speaker, and wife, Arlene Pellicane. Welcome to Arise 360.
Great to be with you.
Arlene,
yes.
I can't wait for this segment.
It's going to be fun.
I know. And my husband better be watching. Honey,
That's right.
You better be watching.
And your wife, too, Shannon.
Yes, I'm sure she's watching, taking notes.
That's right.
But you're telling me that an unhappy wife can become happy in a month,
Yes.
4 weeks, 31
4
days.
weeks.
How is that possible, Arlene?
Well, you know, when you do something like this, 1 day is not enough.
No.
You've got to do more.
Okay.
But if you say, do this for the rest of your life, it's a little bit daunting. But if you say, for a period of time, for 1 month, I'm going to try these things. I'm going to try new ideas, and you really can build new habits. Because being happy, many times we think it's a product of, oh, look, my husband said the right thing, or he brought me home flowers, or everything's perfect at work. And so we wait for those moments, and they don't come, and we're unhappy. But what this book is about is that you have a choice in your circumstances, and if you can learn how to use that perspective, you can be happier in even just 31 days.
So if you ask your husband, honey, do I look fat in this dress? And he says yes. This book?
Then he's in trouble. No.
Clearly, he is.
This book will help you deal with that response. So he says, yes, honey, in fact, you do. They think, okay, there's got to be something about that here.
So this book is more for the wife to deal with her husband.
This is for the wife to take stock of herself, to say, regardless of if I'm disappointed, if I'm hurt by these words, how can I best deal with that? And how can I find joy in this marriage?
Okay, so what do you define a happy wife as? What is it?
Yeah, I take the word happy, H-A-P-P-Y, and it's an acronym for skills a woman can learn. So the H is hopeful. How can she become more hopeful in her marriage, so not think that she is stuck, but how can she, you know, grow? The A is adaptable, which means that she can be flexible with her husband's differences and with her. The P is positive. Is she finding things that are great, that she's grateful for, or is she forever complaining? The other P is purposeful. Does she have goals as a wife? What are they doing together as a married couple to grow together? And the Y is yielded. Is she willing to bend? Can she compromise?
So you had me at...
I know. You went to HAP.
I'm a HAP.
You went H-A-P-P, and then you stopped.
And then I stopped.
She's a happy wife.
I'm a happy wife.
That's right.
Oh, gosh.
Do you find that women sort of get tripped up on the
They
why?
really do. A lot of hap wives out there. But you know what? I love to say that just when, like, you're getting on a thoroughfare, getting on the freeway, and you are yielding to traffic. That's that why. It's yielding. And it's not because one's better than the other, one's not superior to the other, but saying, you know what? We work better when there's order, and in that order, there's safety. And there are times when we're going to clash, and we're going to need to listen to each other.
But why can't he merge into traffic? Why do I?
Here we go, Shannon.
Why do I have to merge into traffic? Why can't he yield?
You know, there is something, and you chime in on this, Shannon, if you want to. There's something inherent in the man that they want that respect. That's important to him. So, for instance, if I see a crowded street and my husband pulls my hand and I say, no, I don't want to go on that crowded street, for me to say, no, I'm going to follow your lead. I'm going to trust that you're going to get me across the street safely. It shows I respect you. I believe you know what you're doing, and I'm willing to come with you across that street. And a lot of men want that. They want to know their wife respects them enough to believe them and back them up. I think
it's a trust thing, too. The man knows that you trust him, his instincts, and what he's going to do for your life. So, okay, I believe in that. I like that.
That's good.
So tell us about how you came up with this. Was your marriage in trouble? Were you not happy at one point in time?
Actually, I have been very happily married for 15 years. Not to say that we're perfect or we never have trouble. Believe me, you know, we do. But generally speaking, we've gotten along and been very happy. But you look around and you see so many other people have broken marriages, their hearts are hurting, and we just wanted to come alongside and say, you know what, ladies, you can do this. That a lot of times we are focusing on the negative things instead of the positive. That's true. My husband and I, when we were first dating, he wanted to go biking together. I can't bike to save my life. And I remember I was going on this trail, and there were these 2 posts, you know, to get in between. And all I was doing was staring at the posts because I thought I was going to hit them dead on. And he said, what are you doing? Stop! Why are you staring at the post? Don't look at that because you're going to hit that. Instead, look at the path of where you want to go. And he said to me, you go where you focus. And that's really what this book for wives is about.
For life.
Is that when you're focusing on all the obstacles, all the things that are wrong with your man, you're going to hit them every time, and they're going to be larger than life. When you look at that path and you say, where are we going as a couple? What have we learned so far? How much do I love this man? And you look at that, it's much smoother. So it's really a book about focus.
Oh, right.
Wow, I
well,
love this
Arlene,
book.
I know that the book opens with a happiness assessment quiz.
Yes.
What are some of the sample questions really quickly?
Yeah, there are things like, do you get enough rest every day?
Oh, well,
Agree
no.
or disagree? Because that, it's easy to say, oh, be happy and smile, but if you are exhausted
Yes.
and spent, it's hard to do that. So even for a woman to say, I have too much on my plate, I need to get that off my plate so I can be happier. Do you and your husband yell at each other or give each other the silent treatment on a regular basis? Yes or no?
We don't do that.
When,
No.
things like that to see, are you going regularly on date nights? So there's a 15-point quiz that you can take in the book, and then it will give you an assessment of where you're at.
Okay.
Okay, now we have to get to this one because you named one essential as creative as sense of humor in the bedroom.
Yes.
So why is a sense of humor in the bedroom
Right.
a good thing? Because some guys don't want you laughing at them in the bedroom.
That's right.
But you said it's a good thing.
You know what? It's the lightness of your life. So basically, like, let's say you've planned this romantic evening and it's supposed to be so perfect, and you've got a kid knocking on your door, or you've got things happening, to have a sense of humor, to enjoy that, and that it's okay. And don't think that everything is going to be perfect.
Right.
And realize that if when it's not perfect, laugh about it, and that will really, really help.
Now, I know that there's some biblical references
Yeah.
laced throughout this book, but if you're not a person of faith, will
Right.
this book work for you?
Yes, I have had many people who do not necessarily read the Bible or pray, and they've read the book, and they still can, of course, get a lot of things, a lot of wisdom from the women I've interviewed, and some real life stories. But I do believe the Bible has a lot of guidance for couples and for marriages, and it sheds a lot of light on some subjects.
And is that how you research the book, interviewing happily
Interviewing
married
happy
women?
wives,
Okay.
and I looked for all different types, those that have grown children, no children, that grew up with a mom that was unhappy. How do you learn how to be a happy wife, even if you never had that modeled, and that's all in
Right,
there.
I like it.
Okay, so what about the men?
Yes.
Is there a counterpart book for the men
There
as
really
well?
is. We have 31 Days to a Happy Husband, but that too is for the female reader. But it is for the wife to read, to say, you know what, I've been paying attention to my career, I've been paying attention to my kids, but that man is like wallpaper and I've kind of forgotten about him. So 31 Days to a Happy Husband helps the woman to focus on her spouse.
When is a man going to get a
Okay.
book?
No, we're
We've got to
good.
get you guys reading, first
I like
of all.
this.
So that's the
Sit
first
back and
step.
relax.
So who knows, maybe in the future.
Okay, so the men's book is coming when? Next year? Sometime
I don't know.
soon?
We'll work. I'll
You'll
talk
work
to my
on it?
husband about that.
You'll talk to your
If he could write something like that.
All
We'll work on
right.
that.
Well, Arlene, I'm going to work on yielding. I'm going to
There you
work
go.
on that
The
why.
happy.
The happy.
That why out
I've got
there.
that-
I'll
I've got
remind
the-
her every day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right. I've got the hap, but I'm going to work on happy. And then you'll come back with the men's book.
right.
All right. I'll be
Thank
fixed by then, I promise
betcha.
All right.
Thank you so much, Arlene. And you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.